Okay, you put it here. So here you go. Very good, baby. Very good.
Careful with the whisker. Enough. Yes.
He knows. Tay, tak na.
Huh?
Listen. Oh
Okay.
my god, he's so smart. He knows what's going on, right?
We do our thing. Thing.
Okay, leg.
Here's the
Leg, with the leg. It's for you. It's for you. Yes. Don't worry, baby. I know you.
have gone. Fella stopped me on the street last night, said everything's alright. Roller coaster, make it through the day upright. It seems your meal ticket is gone, but life goes on. I could never imagine something better. Yeah, right. Now you're cooking on high heat in the middle of the street. Roller coaster, take me to a better time. Let's go.
here? Okay. Maybe you will like it, maybe not. Maybe yes, maybe not. Show me here, any pee-pee, nothing? Okay, yeah, poo-poo. Pee-pee, poo-poo. What? What? Nice. You can pee-pee here. You can pee-pee here. Okay, Lily. You can either pee-pee here or you can pee-pee here. Oh? Already? He beat.見えますか？大成功。すごいね、ベビー。ベビーさん、ここでおしっこしてくれました。よし。よし。ベリーグッド。ベビー、ありがとう。ないね。忘れてないの。トイレでおしっこするの。大成功。よかったよかった。ありがとう。偉いね。お利口さんだよ。さんべべ。食べる？